that as a
maybe in a
crosswalk.
few years when they come back and they're saying that they're going to be paving through there, we can say, all right, let's cut it, narrow it down, and then they can include that as part of their repaving, because it's too bad, because the cutting of the road is not, it's $5,000 construction cost to do something like that. It's not a big deal. And the benefit, I think, is important.
Worth
but
it. Yeah.
to have to spend an extra $70,000 on pavement because you wanted to narrow the road down is kind of silly.
Okay.
But this is to Megan's point that particularly southbound, there's nothing that tells them that there's anything up there. And if we do get an opportunity at any point to narrow the road, we need to jump on it. But.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, when they express the interest in paving, if they're going to be paving, we'll ask them. And this does include the rapid flashing beacons for the crosswalk. So
that will be there.
That'll be there. It'll be like the ones in Manchester where you press the button, it flashes the yellow. So that'll be another visual piece that isn't there right now. That'll be there specific to the crosswalk.
And then, it may be that we do use the sheriff more, just trying to get people, like in Danby, everybody knows there's the spot. And even whether you see the car or not, that spot's coming. You're like, whoop, gotta slow down now. So we just need a spot like that.
Yeah.
So that will help. Okay.
Ray, do you want to add anything to this conversation?
I've been attending Route 7 planning meetings since 1989. And what you're suggesting doing in the middle of the countryside is a pretty radical change. Normally, when you have a village with pedestrian sidewalks and residential houses along Route 7, like Middlebury, of course, there are stoplights all along and places for pedestrians to safely cross the street. Here you're talking about putting a flashing beacon on the middle of Route 7, and people that have driven up from New Jersey or Maryland through Troy and all the way out up here are exhausted and have been driving quickly. And when they see the first 40-mile-an-hour speed zone as they cross the railroad tracks, of course there's no buildings and it's obviously a speed trap, and people pay no attention basically for a good little bit. And so the advantage of the way it is at the moment is you're taking your life in your hands when you cross the road. Not really, but the people that are walking like myself pay attention from both directions. And people crossing from the Wilson house to the store have to pay attention now. And it's none of this business like Harvard Square in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where students just bumble across the street, and everybody who goes through there every day knows the students just got out of a physics exam and are not paying attention to traffic. But that's not true here on Route 7. So I think that this is a very risky proposition from a safety point of view. And as you know, the accident that just happened a couple days ago had nothing to do with speeding. It was pitch black.
So there hasn't been a state police report on that accident yet. So I mean, to say that it had nothing to do with speeding is, I mean, all that's just conjecture.
Okay.
So
you're suggesting that we're making it worse?
I think you're taking a risk with this solution of the state using phraseology like a 30-foot entrance will work, which slows traffic, lets traffic build up more behind the truck that's trying to enter. I think that's risky. I think having marks indicating that a pedestrian can safely walk across the road after people have been driving for hours, perhaps, or as many as 25 minutes to come south from Rutland after shopping or work, is a risky proposition for the country. I'm trying to think of where else on Route 7 from top to bottom is a country, rural, pedestrian crosswalk.
So you're suggesting that whereas now people pay attention, like yourself or the people at the Wilson House, they may become more complacent because there's that beacon and because there's the crosswalk marked.
Even the elderly ladies who used to cross Route 7 by walking, of course, always paid attention greatly and did not dawdle. I mean, as you recall, the first pedestrian killing here was a child that was dawdling and not hustling like the 4 other children who dashed across the road. Did not dawdle, one dawdled, paid the price.
Yeah, dawdling, you know, it's...
Well, I don't know, I have to disagree with you a little bit in that I feel that what we're doing is adding friction to, you know, reduce speed and increase attention of the driver. That's really what our focus is. So that, you know, you've got the, first of all, the speed limit sign, then second of all, the flashing speed limit sign says you're going too fast. Thirdly, hopefully the flashing beacon that will at least wake this person up who's coming from New Jersey and make them pay closer attention. Hopefully, just the fact of, you know, it is a major highway, that you and the folks at the Wilson House will not become complacent.